Hello everyone, and welcome to my channel. Today, let's take a look at 10 TV shows that went downhill after their first season. TV show creators always dream of starting on a high since this guarantees the formation of a strong fan base early on. It also means there's little to no chance of cancellation. However, several shows came in strong but seemed to lose the plot, so to speak, after season 1. As hard as the cast members and production teams tried, these shows never regained their former glory, and as such, they eventually disappointingly concluded their tales. Today, fans can't help but wonder what could have been if the high standards had been maintained. Number 1. 13 Reasons Why brought back an already completed storyline. It would be understandable if fans of 13 Reasons Why were still angry about the show's direction. A strong first season meant the Netflix project had everything needed to cement its place as one of the recommendable teen dramas of the 2010s, but season 2 ruined all the good work. Since the story's first chapter was conclusive, the show could have worked better as a miniseries. After all, it was perfectly divided into 13 parts, in line with the show's title, and every character that was linked to Hannah Baker's death had their story told. Shockingly, season 2 brought back Hannah as a ghost, and then more weird plot directions followed.
You're leaving here now. I don't want you hanging out here ever again.
Don't you touch me like that! Don't you ever touch me like that!
Buddy, calm down.
Number 2. The Prison Break inmates did nothing meaningful after escaping. Prison Break's most joyous moments came when the Fox River State Penitentiary inmates planned their escape. There were beautiful friendships and forced alliances, with no one wanting to be left out. Michael Scofield's tattoo on the back blueprint was quite mind-blowing too. Regrettably, the inmates never knew what to do with their lives once they got out. Even proactive characters like Teabag and Sukri suddenly became befuddled. Worse still, the show kept trying to create other lockup scenarios in future seasons to make room for more escape plots. As expected, it all became too repetitive, especially with them trying too hard to creatively outdo themselves by adding over-the-top and unsettling violence. And of course, the ratings dwindled.
Boss gonna have my ass.
Easy there, Cool Breeze.
I got 2 dead bodies in that truck, and I can easily go for the trifecta.
Number 3. Designated Survivor steered away from action and terrorist plots. Designated Survivor's switch from action thriller to political drama was its biggest undoing. The series was fun when it started as a tale about the only surviving cabinet secretary of a terrorist attack being forced to become POTUS, but it then began imitating shows like The West Wing and House of Cards but couldn't offer the same quality. With a main cast that included Kiefer Sutherland and Maggie Q, Designated Survivor would have gone on to become one of the longest-running TV shows if it had stuck to the strengths of the two actors as it had in season 1. Sutherland initially had the same Jack Bauer lust of making terrorists and conspirators pay, while Maggie was still the amazing ass-kicking Nikita, only this time as an FBI agent. Sadly, the fun never lasted.
Mike, please, just tell us what you know.
Capitol's been attacked. There's still no word on the president or his detail.
Number 4. Heroes had the writers' strike to blame for its downfall. Heroes might still be considered one of the best superhero shows of the 2000s, but it was never the same after season 1. This is because the edge-of-your-seat plot was quickly swapped for a slow-burning one involving a virus. Things got so bad that creator Tim Kring even decided to apologize to fans. However, the blame can be directed to the writers' strike, which forced the episode order to be trimmed from 23 to 11. Scenes were stuffed into places they just didn't fit, whereas good ideas were discarded completely because there was no way to execute them.
You saved my life.
Guess we're even now.
Number 5. Lost introduced too many mysteries. The first season of Lost had everything needed to hook viewers. All the survivors of Oceanic Flight 815 had great character development, thanks to the proper use of flashbacks and flash-forwards. Proper foundations were also laid for future seasons to solve the mysteries. Unfortunately, the show just kept piling on more mysteries in an effort to add twists, but it all became just too confusing. The decline in quality can be partly blamed on the departure of co-creator J.J. Abrams, who went on to direct Mission Impossible 3. Even so, that's not really a good enough excuse, since Lost had an experienced production team that could have done much better.
Seeing if we can get the signal from high ground.
Mayday! Mayday!
What is that?
Feedback.
Feedback from what? What would do that?
We can't transmit because something else is already transmitting. It's a distress call.
Number 6. Homeland didn't keep fans guessing long enough. The opening chapter of Homeland is considered one of the most flawless TV seasons, and that's because fans were kept guessing whether the war hero, Sergeant Nicholas Brody, was an Al-Qaeda mole or not. Additionally, the Showtime thriller introduced a perfect romance arc between him and CIA agent Carrie Mathison, but even she was never sure about him. Instead of the uncertainty being carried over to the second season, it was cleared up in the season finale. Fans therefore walked into the next season knowing the veteran's true motivations. A bigger and most unpleasant plot choice was employed later on when Brody was killed off, despite being the best character in the show. It was an outcome that easily turned Loyalist into deserter.
Good. It all started here.
Number 7. Jessica Jones' villain died too early. Killing off one of the most ruthless Marvel villains is a mistake that Jessica Jones never recovered from. Traditionally, tough baddies in the franchise have always been granted lengthy runs, both on the pages and on screen. But in the MCU show, Kilgrave didn't last more than a season. There's no doubt that Kilgrave deserved to die since he abused the protagonist mentally and physically. However, he was never replaced by someone as terrifying as him, yet there was a large pool of Marvel baddies to pick from. Consequently, the quality declined.
That was absolutely tremendous. I thought I was good. You are a sight to behold. Isn't she amazing? Yeah? You bore me. Leave. Go on.
Number 8. Riverdale drifted into the supernatural. There are enough projects revolving around magic, ghosts, and monsters. So Riverdale clearly didn't have to go that route after season 1, but it did. Viewers were then served plots that were way different from the classic comics material, giving hardcore fans every reason to frown. Initially, the series had all the appropriate teen drama tropes, from mysterious serial killers to bullies and evil parents. These created a dark enough mood to keep the show going, but the creators felt it wasn't enough. Though the show managed to drag on for a few more seasons, the plug was eventually pulled.
I've looked into the Blackhood's eyes. It's not him.
Told me he loved me.
Jughead Jones said I love you.
I told him I loved him back.
Our old adversaries, the Ghoulies, have been released. Word on the street is that they want serpent blood.
Number 9. Dynasty was more realistic in the beginning. The Dynasty remake never lasted as long as the original series, and by analyzing key factors, one can see why. First, the departure of Natalie Kelly hurt the show deeply because Brenda Contreras was never able to fit into the role as comfortably as she did. Secondly, the characters of Michael Culhane and Sammy Jo were more believable in their driver and visiting nephew roles. While it was pleasant to see them become successful in life, they were turned into wealthy individuals overnight without reasonable explanations. Yet, the series was already overstuffed in the rich guy department.
The thing that Dad values most in the world is that company. That's what I want.
Should have known you only wanted to talk work.
Number 10. Empire brought in too many guest stars. The first season of Empire had more of a tight-knit cast, each helping drive the plot forward significantly. But from season 2 going forwards, there was too much focus on celebrity cameos. And even though such a direction makes sense for a musical, it didn't add value to the plot. Much of what happens in Season 1 also got recycled throughout the series. The protagonist kept avoiding jail time again and again while his fights with his estranged wife never ended. On top of that, the kids never had any other major goals except from taking over their father's company. It definitely left more to be desired.
Lucius, Cookie, I got you back.
What's up, y'all? It's your girl Eve here. Lucius, Cookie, you know I love y'all. I wish I could be there at Empire forever.
Thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe if you enjoyed this content, and I'll see you again next time.